What's going on, guys? Patrick here from PatrickOnlineRealty.com, and today we're going to be doing a little bit of a different style video where we're actually going to be on site. This is a property that we just put under contract for one of my clients out here in the hills of Kaneohe, and as you can see, it's got some stunning views, as you can see on the outside here. And we are actually going to focus on something that you want to look out for. If you're looking to purchase a property out here in Kailua or even in Kaneohe, you got to keep an eye out for properties built before 1970. Now, the reason why is because a lot of these homes were built with cast iron. So I'm actually going to show you something that we discovered while on one of these properties. We have put together a nice solution, so it's not going to be as expensive as it can be, but I want to make this video to really tell you that it's really important to do this one thing if you're buying a home before 1975, or you could find yourself with a very expensive issue after you close on the property. So stick around to get all the details. See you on the other side. All right, guys, like I mentioned in this video, we're going to go over one very important thing you're going to want to do if you're buying a property out here built before 1970, and that is to do a sewer scope. So there's a blockage down below. Is that what you're saying? The blockage?
Yes, correct, yeah.
Okay. But that's going to be the city. But it is really important because if you don't do this and you later down the road find that there's a crack in that pipe or root intrusion, it's underneath concrete, that can become a $20, $30, or $50,000 fix. And for, a small fee of $500, you can find out whether you're looking at that in the near future or right after you close on the property. All right, guys, so the plumber actually was able to lift up the pipe that was just disconnected right here, as you can see. So there is some root intrusion, and now the biggest part is figuring out who's responsible. He's going to try to clear it out as much as he can, but we're going to have to see if it's going to be at that point cleared out and fixed, or if it's going to be a city responsibility thing. Okay, guys, now that the plumber is now going to clean out the root intrusion, he's going to use a tool to basically clean it out. The next thing is to figure out, is there any further issues, and then who is responsible? Is it the homeowner or is it the city? So let me just show you exactly where that discrepancy would be, and then what the solution would be, or who we would call. So like we saw, that this is basically where the issue first started. We can see that he's removed the pipe, and then we're gonna have to figure out how far is this root intrusion and problem, and can it be cleared out by the plumber? Now, once he actually clears it out, then if there's any further clogs, then we need to figure out, okay, if we need to bust up this concrete, that's going to be really expensive. So is that something that's the homeowner's responsibility, or is that the city's responsibility? Now, generally, once it gets past your property line, it becomes the city's responsibility. That's when I would call the city, have them come out here, verify that it is not on our property, and they would be responsible to essentially, if needed, dig up all this concrete and replace that pipe. So we're hoping to get some more details on that and find out whether this is going to be a homeowner's responsibility and possibly a really expensive one, or the city's responsibility. Now, we're actually not going to know what the outcome's going to be until we actually clear it out, do an additional sewer scope, and figure out exactly if there is a blockage. Is it on the owner's property, or is it on the city's property? Because if that happens, it could be very expensive, and we want to know who's responsible and who's going to have to foot that bill. We're hoping that if there is an issue, it's on the city's property and not my clients, because otherwise probably looking at about 20 to 30 grand to fix that. So stay tuned. So guys, as you saw, this is a very important thing to look into. The general inspector is always going to be the first person to throw up the red flag, but they are not a plumber, they are not a specialist, they're not generally going to do a sewer scope. So it's really important that you do that to potentially save you thousands of dollars and or future problems that you don't want to deal with. So if you guys have any questions about buying properties out here, investing in property, selling property, anything in regards to real estate in Oahu, feel free to reach out to me. You got some boots on the ground, got my contact information right here, or you can directly DM me on any of my social media platforms. And lastly, if you got any value out of this content, do me a huge favor, smash that like button, as well as click subscribe and the notification bell so you get notified whenever I drop videos just like this. I'm Patrick with PatrickOnlineRealty.com, powered by eXp Realty. Hope you have a beautiful day. I'll talk to you soon. Aloha.